Dante, can you hear me? I cannot hear you.
Okay, test 1, 2, and now you can hear me? Cool.
Yeah, loud and clear. Nope, it went away.
But now you can hear me.
There you go.
There we go. Rocking and rolling. Sorry about that. Jonathan knows the OBS game. Sometimes it just forgets what it's supposed to do. But great to be
Yeah.
with you guys this morning. Hey, looks like we have a little bit of a sleepy Wednesday here. Not so many people, as is typical on a Wednesday. It's hump day. But Jonathan's here and Lee, ready to do big things. So I'm happy to be here and help you guys out. Jonathan, I see you unmuted, ready to roll. How can I help today, sir?
Sure, I'm just gonna, I guess, share what changes we made.
That'd be great.
Uh, okay, I gotta wait for you to allow something.
No, you're good. I think you're gonna have to ask for
There
permission. It's making you do that, but yeah, you'll be fine. There we go. Lovely.
Uh, okay, so this is the. I guess I clicked on that. Hold on a second. Let me find.
Nice. Here we go.
So I took off the 50-50 split because we were doing such an overhaul. So I just put everything to here, and
Sure.
I was actually able to take like pictures and put them into your AI thing, and it gave me a whole bunch of suggestions. So we just followed that.
Great. Uh-huh. There we go. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 Nice button right there. Perfect. Keep going. Yep. Cool. And that's pretty much the end. Let's see. Button below. Beautiful.
That's it.
Cool. Yeah, much better headlines here. Much better headlines. I love the above the fold. This sits really nice. Down below, you could probably redesign, like your strategy for hot leads and easy closings. I see that being redesigned, Jonathan. Like right now, what you have, my annotation tool never works at the start. That is something else. Um, okay, well, basically, you have a two-column row. On the left, you have your copy. On the right, you have your image to portray and invoke the emotions. But as you can see, the headline is in your left column. If you go to the top of this row, yeah, your headline is in that left column there. And that makes your headline only sit on the left-hand side. So, like, as I'm seeing it in my mind, that headline should be in its own one-column row above the two-column row. So the headline sits big across the top of the page instead of just there on the left. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So your strategy for hosting, which is easy because I can move the two columns down and then just move that more centered, make it a little bit bigger. So that's easy peasy.
Yes, and it's just little design things, right? This is a lead magnet, so you should definitely get customers to want to pull the trigger and do the thing right in your above the fold as soon as they hit the page.
Yeah.
Remember, funnels are built emotion, logic, fear, and that's for the different types of buyer profiles. People buy on emotion, people buy logically, people buy based on FOMO, fear of missing out. So your above the fold looks fantastic there. Okay, I got you. Your above the fold looks really good. Now it's just words. Share that screen with me again. Let's look at the headline. And more than likely, what we're going to be doing here, Jonathan, is just diving more into our customers' pain points. So at the very top, whether you're knocking on doors, cold calling, or handing out business cards, this strategy turns your efforts into qualified leads fast. That's great. Of course, we can tweak it, right? Like we could say instead, cold calling, handing out business cards are dead. We could say cold calling, knocking on doors, and handing out business cards is killing your business. Learn the strategy to turn leads into qualified leads fast, right? So like it's all just repositioning, simple stuff. The big thing, looking at the headline, struggling to find quality leads, discover the simple strategy that fills your pipeline on autopilot. Isn't your customer a roofer?
Yeah.
And only a roofer.
Well, no, service salespeople. So roofer, HVAC, solar, it's all the same thing. It's just a different service. You know what I mean? But the
Mm-hmm.
processes are very, very similar. You get a lead, you have to go to that person's house or meet with that person, do some sort of inspection, check something out, something of the nature. You have to interact with the humans. I guess the easiest way to do it is I built. Where did that go? Oh, never mind. I thought I had it here. That window got closed. Anyway,
That's okay.
it,
No,
it's a mind map of what the service professional needs to do. Um, so getting leads, like I guess either they call the office or they call you or whatever the case may be. Um, But if they're just relying on a phone call, what if they're talking with the customer? They're in an attic, they're in a crawl space, wherever they are in the house. They can't answer that phone. So on autopilot, you can still do automations up to the initial inspection. So they could still go on the funnel, they could still choose on their calendar and choose a time that they want the salesperson to come over and do whatever it is they're supposed to do automatically.
mm-hmm. Okay, so I think we could probably get more. I think we can probably get more specific to our customers in the headline itself. It's just struggling to find quality leads. Discover the simple strategy that fills your pipeline on autopilot. And this is right now just speaking to everyone. Feel free to go to Dante I and tell it about your customer as much as you possibly can. Because, like, what I'm seeing in my mind right now, or what I would, and when I say that, really what I'm saying is, like, I'm really lucky I get to look at thousands of funnels a year and I get to see the ones that convert. So I'm just like, in my mind, I'm seeing what is like the $1 million version of this that I know of. That's all I'm saying here. But anyway, struggling to find quality leads. Discover the simple strategy that fills your pipeline on autopilot. Well, coaches need that. Consultants need that. Investors need that. Like, there's so many different people that this headline would resonate with. And we want a headline that repels our nightmare customers and attracts our dream customers. And we can do that, gang, simply by calling out our customers. Attention, service professionals. Like, and you could have that in the blue banner that goes across the top. Having said that, too, as I'm looking at your blue banner, you have that blue banner. Highlight your blue row for me, please, Jonathan. There we go. So your banner is inside the left column of that row itself. You should make a new section, put that section at the very top of the funnel, and then have the banner going across the entire top of the funnel.
Like
There,
that.
like that. Yes. Yes. And now it
She
just take
you got to remember she's over there as you're talking and she's just typing away on things.
Uh-huh. Oh no, I love it. You guys are the dynamic duo. This is like one of the cooler things. So that's absolutely perfect, gang. That's what we want to see. And it just takes up more space. It's more attention grabbing. And you can have right there in the blue headline, attention service professionals, attention roofers, solar. Like if you have 5 customers, 5 industry types that you're trying to speak to, call them out there. Say for roofers only, for service professionals only. This is not for course creators. This is not for experts. This is not for influencers. Now your customer, they're like, oh, okay, this is for roofers. Or, oh, this is not for influencers. This is for me. Simple, simple things. Struggling to
Yeah.
find quality leads. Unlock our simple strategy that has transformed service professionals across the country. Now it's like, oh, they have a process for me, the service professional. I think there's a lot more dream customer that we could tap into here in our copy. Having said that, who cares what I say? We only care about what our customers say. So I'm sure you guys have had some more traffic since we last spoke.
Yeah, so we're up to when we made the changes, and jump in if I'm wrong here. We made
Sure.
these changes yesterday, um, and we kind of finished it up a little bit after the afternoon session, maybe about a half hour into the afternoon session, we got done. And
Nice.
we were like, okay, let's let it run for a little bit. Dante said at least 100. And then by this morning, I wanted to say it was maybe 100, over 100, 129, 130, something like that.
And how many opt-ins do we have?
None.
Okay, how confident are we with our traffic right now, gang? Are we confident that we're getting in front of service professionals, or do we think we're just getting in front of business owners as a whole?
I think maybe we're just getting in front of everybody, right? And so
Mm,
it's on Facebook, and the reason we went with Facebook is because it's what we knew when I was doing ads to get roofing deals. And
mm-hmm.
okay, I wouldn't say we were masters at it, but we had it locked in enough that I had a nice little steady flow of deals coming in.
Yep.
But maybe Facebook is not the optimum place for salespeople.
I think it is. I think it is, Jonathan.
Sure. And that's what I thought initially, but it has me questioning myself like, is
If
it? Is
if
it not?
if you were to ask me where should you put your advertising efforts right now, I would tell you Facebook for paid ads and
Mhm.
TikTok for organic traffic because TikTok is only an interest-based algorithm and it's so easy to get fast quickly on TikTok, to get
Yeah.
big quickly on TikTok. So I would have you pay ads on Facebook and I would have you do organic content. Just talk about the things. I would have you every single day talking about one of the concepts that you're teaching in your training, right? So, like, let's say in your lead magnet here, in the checklist and the ebook, let's say you talk about 6 main concepts. Well, I would immediately have you make a short on TikTok for each of those concepts. Just start talking about the thing, and you'll get in front of roofers, you'll get in front of servicing people because that's literally how TikTok's algorithm is made. Um, so, but if you're pretty confident with traffic, Jonathan, like if we're just sending everybody to this page right now, then that's definitely
Mhm.
going to be why we have low conversions. We're sending everybody to this page. We have a generic headline that speaks to everybody. And as we know, when trying to speak to everybody, we typically speak to absolutely nobody,
No.
right? So what we want, Jonathan, the system is we want to have a ad that is only reaching our service professionals. Of course, targeting is difficult, so you will have spillover. But we want to make sure primarily the ad is getting in front of service professionals. And we have a hook on the ad for service professionals. When they click on that hook, they go to our funnel where we call them out immediately. Attention service professionals. Stop wasting your time cold calling this, that. Implement the frameworks or strategies. Like that's what we need. Call them out in the headline. It can be service professionals discover just simple call outs like that changes the game when it comes to our funnels.
Yeah, I agree. That's good, and that's like one of the things. I don't know.
With Facebook, I was looking at targeting and creating audiences last night, and
Nice.
so I started making an audience that has interests like Russell Brunson and Tony Robbins and et cetera, et cetera. And so we can try to make an audience that's geared towards them.
Mm.
Do you have any other suggestions on how to target audiences?
Yes, that's a great way to target audiences based on interests. What we need to do now, gang, you are right on track. Except Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Dean Graziosi, those are going to get you in front of just a plethora of entrepreneurs, not
Okay.
specific service owners. So you're right on track. Let's take our targeting a little bit deeper. Are you guys familiar with ChatGPT 3.0 and the deep research function?
Yes.
Yes.
I use DeepSeek, but yeah, they have it too.
Cool. Either one that you use. I like 3.0 and GPT. Doesn't matter. Let's go do some deep research and let's find the people that your roofers and other service industries are following. Like Gary V would probably be a better big target than Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson is going to put you in front of a bunch of me's, the digital course creators, the digital entrepreneurs, the information sales. That's not who you're targeting. Gary V is the guy who teaches you how to sell your forks. You have 3 forks, sell 2, you only need 1. Gary V is the guy that teaches you how to walk your dog and get paid to do it and turn it into an empire, right? He deals with a lot more service professionals like you guys do. We also have another Andy Elliott out there. Andy Elliott, he deals with a lot of salespeople. So a lot of your roofers, he's a big sales guy and process guy. So I bet your roofers are probably following Andy Elliott. Take those 2 names, Gary V, Andy Elliott. I think they'll be a better start. And then go use deep research, and it'll look at all the people. I mean, it'll go look at profiles. It'll go do all this cool stuff for you, and then get a list. Let's build off those interests, and then keep tweaking that. You're going to tweak targeting and tweak the traffic to get the right people in.
So with the Dream 100, following Russell's teachings there,
Yep.
there's not enough that I know of, at least, in the roofing industry to get to 100. But there are some. So like there's a guy, Dimitri. He's up north, Michigan or something like that. He's big into content creating and roofing specifically. And then there's another gentleman, Adam something, and he has trainings and content and all kinds of stuff. But he's big on door knocking and actual snail mail, like direct lettering. I guess that's how he got his start, and he was able to make it grow from there. So he talks a lot about that. But there's really only, that I know of, maybe about a handful or so big enough that, kind of like Russell was in all his wrestlers on the mat.com, right? So as far as roofers and solar and people who are messing with your house, especially on the roof part, there's only maybe 5 or 6 people nationwide that roofers would know about. Of course, they might have a local
Well,
guy.
that's in roofing. That's
Yes,
people
roofing.
teaching roofing. What other things do roofers need to know? They need to know marketing, they need to know sales. So they are
Well, that's
definitely following other people.
Sure,
Like
and
for
that's what these guys are teaching. These guys are teaching marketing and sales and stuff for roofers. But there's not as big of a pool as like online businesses have, Russell and Tony Robbins and stuff like that.
Yes, 100%. You're right on that. But there's also a lot of guys that have big profiles, big presence online that just teach physical sales. They just talk about sales processes all day, every day. That's all that they talk about. That's their bag. And those roofers will follow those guys, right? There's so many more out there, and you can use GPT for everything. So like
Gotcha.
you can, what you can actually do, gang, is you can use the ChatGPT agent function, and you can make a GPT agent, and then you can give that agent assignments. So like it can literally go to, let's say you have a Facebook page of one of those guys you just told me about. You can have GPT go to the Facebook page, look at the members list, go to the profile of each member, find other people that they're following. It can compile it all in a spreadsheet, and then you'll be able to find all the people that all the people are following.
Holy shit! Did you grab
Yes.
that? Did you hear?
I'm kind of, because I'm also typing a prompt to AI right now.
Oh, he was saying we can make an agent.
It's the ChatGPT agent function. If you guys go Google it, or there's YouTube videos aplenty on it. It's a really cool function where GPT is your agent. It's going to Facebook pages, it's looking through profiles, it's doing all that. That's how that's how you're going to get your targeting dialed in. Back in the day, we would do this manually. We would go look at all the profiles. We would go put all this information on a spreadsheet. We would set it all up, and then we'd find it. You don't have to. GPT does it.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been sitting here the last 2 days.
Yep.
Damn it, where was this info 2 days ago? I would have saved hours of stuff.
It's a good thing that you did this, though, Jonathan. You need to be so in touch with your market. You need to learn who they're following. You need to really have this, like, and you will as you get deeper into it, but learning the big names, learning the little names, who's coming up, who your people are following, who do they trust, who do they not trust. All the things you did are good things. But to fast track our targeting, yes, use that agent function. And then we're just tweaking. We're just tweaking targeting, and we're tweaking the funnel, constantly looking at our funnel, watching clarity recordings, more importantly, using clarity summations to quickly find out every single day. And we're just trying to find that perfect blend, that perfect recipe. I think as I looked at your headline, there's definitely more to be desired in the headline, and it's just my dream customer. If I'm a roofer, like if I put myself in the shoes of your customer, I'm a roofer. Right now, it is 11:25. I got my crew set out. I made sure everybody's on track from 9 to 10 o'clock. I was putting out fires. Homeowners are pissed. People forgot their shoes at home. The load didn't show up to the whatever. Now it's finally my time, and I'm going to choose to waste some time on Facebook because the morning's been crazy stressful, and I just want to decompress for 5 minutes because in 5 more hours I'm going home to the family, and that's going to be crazy, and I'm not going to have time there. So let me just take 20 minutes to myself amongst my hectic day, right? Now, and they have all these things going on in their brain right now. How am I going to make more clients? How am I going to get more leads? What's going to happen to payroll next month? All the things that put yourself in the shoes of that customer. Why is he going to take his time away, his precious 20 minutes of free time, his precious 30 minutes? Why is he going to take it and say yes to you? Why would he? Like, is the copy on the page compelling and speaking to that business owner and the problems that he's facing right now and showing that you are the solution? It's just dream customer is all it is, Jonathan. It's knowing that customer, what they're going through right now, what words need to be on the page, and finding that perfect blend.
Sure. Yeah. And through clarity, when we made the change after the meeting yesterday, they are staying longer.
Good.
So it's slowly but surely pushing more and more. So I guess, yeah, you're absolutely right. It is just fine tuning it and getting it more and more and more through the process.
It's just iterations, 100%. Each one gets us closer, and then boom, lead funnel's rocking and rolling. You're working on the next.
Yeah, yeah, and we've already started a brand new YouTube page. I've already done a couple of recordings of that, and I'm about to publish the second one. Got some shorts going. We have a schedule today where after this, I'm just going to be sitting here letting the camera record and doing a whole bunch of stuff. We've got it all written out, but the idea was like, okay, let's drive some traffic to OFA and affiliate wise. This way we just kind of get the ball moving, kind of get it going in. And as we're building that audience, rather than like in the teachings, they say, don't spend so much time trying to make a course or whatever. Listen to your followers and then build what they want. Yep. And so, okay, well, in the meantime, as I'm building the followers, let's get some ads out there and try to generate a little bit of cash and then keep going from there.
You're 100% right. Everybody should do that, Jonathan. It's the great method. lead funnels are the simplest funnels. They're the shortest funnels. They're the easiest to get working. So yes, start with a lead funnel. Start with your traffic. Get all that dialed in. Get your pixel trained up to your customer while you're doing all this. Build your community. Trey loves to tell us, and he is right. He has been right, as he always is. Community is the new currency. Community is the new currency. If you can build a community of roofers and service individuals, you're right there, right there. If you can build a free community for service and like this, like your lead magnet, build those people up, build the community. If you do that, there's a million ways we can monetize it. But like you're alluding to, we get the data. We can go have conversations with our customers. We can have a coaching session. That is, like we can survey our customers and we can say, what are the top 3 things you struggle with now? Because we have the community and we get their answers. And then we see, oh, everybody answered this thing and thing. Oh, great. I want to learn more about that. Well, let me spin up a 1-hour coaching session where we're going to deal only on that one topic. Now I get to go provide value to my community, help them over hurdles, makes me look great. But more importantly, I got the data. I know what they're talking about. I know what they're struggling with. I understand that. I can go put that tweak in my marketing. Bingo. Now I'm getting better conversions, more people coming in. I'm learning more. You're exactly on the right track doing that, Jonathan.
Awesome.
Cool. Any other questions for me today?
You got another question?
Please.
So going back to the creating an agent thing on the AI, how do I ask it to, what am I asking it? I'm asking it to create a spreadsheet of.
Yeah, you're literally going to say, I want you to be my researcher. I need to do market research. I want to, literally, you're just going to tell it, I want to set up my Facebook targeting, and I'm targeting people. I need you to go to these Facebook groups and find out who my people are following. What persons of influence are my customers following? And then say, you can take all that data and compile it on a spreadsheet for me. Easy.
Okay. Great. Awesome. Thank you.
If you have Jonathan mentioned a couple of names of guys that are, he's like immediately, that's if you just have a couple names, the more you can give it, the better on the front end, of course. So if you only have 2 names, if you were to be able to find like 6 or 7, that would change the game on the front end with the AI.
Yeah, and I should be able to find a few more, maybe not as known nationally, but big enough organizations or somebody who's franchised their business. I think, especially in service industry, you're limited by your surrounding, right? You can only go so far out before the job becomes non-profitable.
Yep.
So the next step is to franchise and allow those people to widen your net. And I think there are definitely companies out there that do that aren't really online personas, like they're not trying to sell anything other than their service.
Right.
So I could find people like that as well on Facebook.
You absolutely can. And don't forget about the guys that wipe away your cobwebs and rinse your windows for you. I forget what that business that they call that. But that goes hand in hand with roofers. It's the same exact thing. So there's a bunch of influencers out there that are teaching people that. Pressure washing, right? Pressure washing is huge right now. And there's a ton of people out there that are pressure washing business experts, lawn care, all those things. They're all verticals for those are all different ones of your exact customer.
Pest control.
There we go.
Solar.
Yup. Now we stick an agent on there to look through all these different types, all the different verticals, find the common people that they're all following, fast track to ad success.
I like it.
How did you even get under here?
Dog got stuck under the desk somehow.
That's awesome. And hey, I'd love to see you start split testing again, Jonathan. The above the fold that I just looked at, the last one you showed me where you had the blue banner going across the whole top, that above the fold looks great. To be honest, yeah, that looks great. I think the image could use some help, right? The image Like if you were to go to open up a new browser tab and go to imallin.com, please. Okay, so you can see this mock-up. It just has such a different feel, right? It just looks like it's just got a better feel. It's just a better design to it. It doesn't feel as messy. It doesn't feel as cluttered while having more things on it. Do me another favor. Go to 108 split tests. And you can just type it out. We're going to go to a Google search for it. Yeah, 108 split tests.
Split test winners?
Nope, just 108 split test. Bingo. Enter. It'll be third link. 108 split test. Bingo. Take a look at that right there. You can also see this just looks simpler. It looks cleaner. It just looks more professional. It looks more done up. Let's go back to your image. Bingo. I think really it's the hand. I think it's the hand. Now that I went and looked at those and I come back and look at this, I really think it's the hand. Yep, that's it. I think the hand being in there. And also I think the fact that the tablet is covering up over the ebook. So you might want to lay the tablet down. We can change the image, right? And that's all that that's all I would like you guys to focus on as you go forward split testing. Keep running 50-50 split tests. And I only want you guys to focus on the above the fold. Don't worry about anything down below. Make that one change that I made where down below you have your headline, in the row. Move that to its own so it sits and lays better. But aside from that, I'm not even super concerned about anything down below. This is a lead funnel. We should be able to get people to take a motion and go right immediately. Only tweaking headlines, only tweaking the image.
Okay. I like it. Yeah. And I think we have another image that came with this PLR. So we could have just the tablet here without the hand.
Nice. Perfect.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Other than that, I'd love to see 50-50 split tests. Turn those bad boys back on. I want to maximize all the data that you guys are getting.
Okay.
Sweet. Great job, gang. All right. Oh, wow. Look at that. I don't see any other hands up. But, gang, we still have 20 minutes. Is there any help? Anybody need any help on anything whatsoever? If you need help, or even if you just need to talk about something, maybe you just need to brainstorm or have a strategy session. If you guys need any help whatsoever, please, you can just go ahead and unmute. It's a slower day today. So you can just unmute your mic and let's get after it.
Hey, Dante.
Hey, Rich. Good to
How's
see
it
you,
going?
man.
Yeah, all right. So, I had knee surgery and everything. I've been out of the loop for a while.
How we feeling?
All right. I'm driving again. I'm getting around doing the physical therapy out now instead of at home. Missing
Good.
the stuff here, but trying to get on when I can, even if it's for 15 minutes. But before I went for surgery, I was going to do a group thing, right? And I had everything set up, and then I noticed that what I'm using, I got AI bots and stuff that are hybrids that work with ChatGPT that's going to be in this group,
Cool.
and they've all been updated. So the ones that I originally set up were 2.0, it's all the way up to 7.0 now. So I'm like, oh, I'm not using these old ones. But I also I have a good product that I have in my store that I was going to do it in Shopify, but because I got the stores from Russell, I did get a beauty store.
Nice.
So it's a red light therapy eye massager thing that's all over TikTok.
Yeah.
And I have these. So my problem, every time I've done my funnels and I get to everything, I always run into issues with getting the products to connect to the Shopify, and that always holds me up, and then my time runs out and it's over, and I wasted a week, 2 weeks, whatever, and that's all I've just been doing. So that's why I decided to go to the group. But I also feel that I don't want to leave the store dead, and since I do have the Zendrop connection, right? So I have Zendrop Plus, I can have 10 stores
Yep.
with ZenDrop Plus.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking I'm getting ready to get back into this. Maybe I should. I'm pretty good with the funnels now. I've built a ton of them. It's just getting them to go live that I run into issues. I'm thinking before I get into the group where I'm going to be spending a lot of time, maybe I should set up this funnel and at least get it going so that maybe I can make some money because there's upsells to be had here. You know, I got the under eye cream, there's other facial stuff, and I even looked in the store. There's other things in there. You
Hmm.
know, so I mean, you could just upsell, right? You can do a buy one, buy the massager, get a free under eye cream, right?
Yes, you
And
can.
then you
You could
can
do
hit
a
the
you could do a buy two massagers, get a free under eye cream. That would be a great incentivization tactic where they can just buy one massager and they can just get the results, or they can buy two, whether to have one upstairs and downstairs or give one to a friend. But when
right.
you buy two, you're going to get a free thing of under eye cream. Great. Now
Okay.
you're getting more sales of two than one. That'd be genius, Rich.
Yeah, so what I had thinking was I could hit them with the upsells on the cream
Yep.
for different choices. And then I was going to offer them another kit with the free eye thing for $10 less. And then more options for more cream now that they bought another mask.
Yep.
That's how I was
100%.
planning on doing it.
If they buy the mask, maybe another upsell you can hit them with is that little roller thing they put in the freezer and it roll
Right.
old stuff on the. Yeah, once they buy that mask, man, we can think of like 6 upsells that we can put in front of them. And in ecom, we can have a lot of upsells. It's not uncommon to have 5 upsells in an ecom funnel.
Right. And I
Um,
could just keep adding these as we go. Just get it live, get the original setup with the creams and the masks and that, and then I could just keep adding on to it as it goes. And I'm also adjust, and it's getting easier to do the videos now with the AI. It's
yep.
helping out big time with that, you know, and I got some good programs and stuff. So you think that's the way to go? Do this, get the funnel set up, try and get some money, and while that's running, then work on the club?
Yes, 100%. I think from what I've heard, Rich, your biggest problem comes down to fulfillment, right? You can
Yeah,
build
I
a
always have
funnel.
a problem with connecting Zapier to get it like with the Mother's Day thing I was trying to do.
Yep.
I was getting it to go, but it was firing. I couldn't get it to fire the proper
Where Zapier would
prices.
where Shopify would fulfill, right? What you're, if I understand correctly, Rich, what you're trying to do, you're trying to have ClickFunnels sell the product, but
Right.
then Zapier fulfills and ships it out.
Through Shopify.
Right. Shopify actually makes that impossible. That's a Shopify thing.
Yeah, it's really hard,
It is. It's impossible actually. I've tried many times. It's
you
impossible.
know. I can
They
get
and
some things to work, but not everything.
yes.
And if I get
Yes.
one thing to work, then the other thing that was working doesn't work.
Yes, that's by design. Remember, Rich, what Trey teaches is on you when we are first sell, what Trey teaches is end of the line, you're going to have your own products in your own 3PL, third party logistics, something like ShipZoom or ShipStation. They're going to have your product. So when you sell the product, they do the shipping for you and you're
Right.
cutting out Shopify. You will still have Shopify because how the game is played, Rich, is funnels on the front end, stores on the back end. If you're ever running ads to anything, you're not running it to a store, you're running it to a funnel. So you get higher conversions on the front end, generate the customer, add them
Right.
to your list, and send them to your store after because funnels out convert stores. So
Right.
your big thing is fulfillment. Rich, we need data first.
Yeah, well,
Right?
that's why I'm also switching to go to the ZenDrop with
Yup.
the ClickFunnels because now it's preset, like the merch
Yup.
store, right? So the
And
merch
even end
store
of
I
the
have
day,
is gonna go with the club that I got.
yes. And end of the day, you're not even going to stick with Zendrop forever, Rich.
No,
You
I'm not.
might, but you're not. Yeah, just use Zendrop for what they are. Use them for your data and the resources.
Yes, because I
Let's
need to get it from because the vendor that I use in Shopify is US based, you know, and everything I'm getting from them is coming from here. So it's much quicker getting
oh.
my longest times are like 6 days shipping.
Okay, here's what I want to see then, Rich. Do you know how much you can get units for from your
Yeah, but
vendor?
I can't be buying right now. That's why I need to make some money.
Well, here's the deal. At the end of the day, what you're going for is to have the product and own the product and own the shipping of the product as well. But we need to know that people are going to buy the product.
Right.
So I'd love to see you build the funnel before you worry about the storefront, before you do any of that. I'd love to see you build a funnel that sells that product and don't even worry about upsells yet, Rich. And don't even worry about fulfillment. Sell the product and as soon as somebody buys, you can reach out to them and say, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I just sold the last one. It's taking 2 weeks for the product to get back. I'd love to give you a refund and when it's back in stock, I'll let you know and you can be the first one to buy. I'll make sure it gets literally and just sell it. We need the data. We need to see if it's going to work because then if you know that you can sell it, well, then great. Now we can go buy inventory because we know we can sell it. So now it's a great bet to make. It's scary to buy inventory if I don't know that I can sell it and at what rate can I sell it.
Right.
So then you can just take the steps. Sell it before it's even ready. Sell it before you can fulfill. If you make a sale, great. Go to Zendrop, set everything up so now you can sell it and at least Zendrop is going to fulfill. And then sell it and get 20 sales, get 30 sales. Let's get our initial data. Then we can look at adding all the upsells.
Right.
Then
That's
we
my
can look
main
at the
thing.
store. Yes.
And that's why the Zen drop with the store from Russell is great because I just connected the store. I got the URL, put everything in there. I don't worry about putting the stores together. I just get the products in my funnel. None of
Yes.
my stores are open. All of them were just funnels with products that I
Yep.
couldn't get connected. But now with the Zendrop, it's a lot easier. And when Zendrop finishes setting up the bundles again, so we could do bundles, it'll
Yep.
just make it easier,
And when
And
they do that, when Zendrop has bundles, you guys will be able to run V curve using Zendrop. Right
yes,
now,
well,
we cannot. So my big thing, Rich, is I don't want that to stop you. It's great in the near future. It's going to be a perfect setup. But right now, since we can't use V curve, let's just sell one. Let's
yeah,
just sell one
no,
quantity and
100%.
add the cream to it for a limited time only. The next 10 purchases receive a free eye cream with their mask. And then just go sell one. Let's see if the offer converts. Let's see if the product converts. If it does, then we can start talking about all the stuff down the line. And you, Rich, you've run ads to a store in the past, have you not?
Yes.
What are the conversions like when you do
There,
that?
it's funny. I had someone I work with had one of his marketing agents come to work for me for Christmas last year.
Yep.
I ran into all kinds of issues. But that being said, the one thing the guy told me was I am the first Shopify store he saw that does so many organic sales as opposed to ad sales.
Yep.
He goes, you have a lot of organic sales. I'm still getting sales on Shopify for stuff. I don't know why. I was posting all the time, which might help. I was very active until I started getting more in towards the ClickFunnels side and started seeing the options and talking with the people I was working with. They're also ClickFunnels people. And they said, no, you're doing the right thing. Listen to Trey. He's everything we're saying. Just do it. And that's what, so I got the gist with the ClickFunnels and I'm hooked. Russell had me sidetracked a little with some of these other things like the last secret and stuff, but some things you got to just take it when you can, right? That was a good thing. And it's got me set up for the future as long as I can get going now. So now my idea is to try and work with this one product because I
Yep.
know it works. I've sold it organically already, right? And I know it's trending on TikTok, it's on Google, it's everywhere you go, it's up to even Etsy,
Mhm.
so I got a product, I might as well try and make some money on that and then go towards what Trey was saying with the club and try and build that club that can also work towards my store, right? Because I have a lot of motivational stuff, so I could do entrepreneurs for motivational for whatever. There's a lot of angles I could take with a club that can
Yep.
also branch out, also with affiliates and everything, right? So the main thing is I just need, before I had the stream of revenue coming from Etsy.
Mhm.
But when they shut my Etsy store down, I don't have that revenue to run my store anymore. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Etsy was helping me go with Shopify and the ClickFunnels, and ClickFunnels just happened to come in right when Etsy got wiped, and it was like perfect because it really it was like perfect timing. I got hurt. I ran into you guys, and my whole line of thinking, the way I see things from a year ago when I got hurt and I ran into you and Trey, my mindset is so different. I
Mm.
totally see things different. I understand things different. Things that I used to laugh at, going, "Oh, listen, look at these people," and now I'm like, I get it. I get it. So
Yep.
now that this is out of the way and I'm done, right? I don't have to deal with work and everything, right? All I'm dealing with now is physical therapy, and then it's all out business, and that's it.
That's perfect. That's the way
So
to do
it's exciting because it's a new beginning after doing 36 years of the same thing.
it. Sure.
It's
Fun.
nice to be home during a snowstorm and a hurricane and storms and not be out in them, right? So this is it, and I'm looking forward to getting really started now.
Good. I love that, Rich. I
So you'll be
absolutely
seeing me
love
a
that.
lot more.
Good. Hey, I'm curious, man. Why did you stop posting so much?
Because I started running into a lot of things at home where I was having issues here, and I
Uh-huh.
was trying to get going with the click funnels. At the same time, I was supposed to be dialing things down.
Yes.
So it kind of caused some issues, and the click funnels was more important because I needed to learn it. I needed, like all those funnels I did for the stores for the products that I never got off the ground. I
Yep.
don't look at them as a waste of time
How do
because
you
they
see it?
were they were learning product process, right? I learned how to do the funnel better. I learned how to do this. I learned how to navigate through the funnels and the features and setting things up, right? So now it's back to focusing on the business side of things and just closing things down where I can get back to doing my Shopify store with the postings because I got stuff now that all I got to do is get time put aside to set it up where I can set things up because AI, you could set things up. You could do a month of posts, just by getting a few hours a day setting everything up. You get everything set, and then your posts will be going daily. You can concentrate more on what you're doing, right? The more you can automate your stuff, the more time it gives you to do the things you need to get done.
100%.
So
100%.
that's
I
where I'm
love to
at
see you
now. I got
focus on
tons of
that.
stuff to automate with. So now it's time to put it. I got all kinds of art things. I got, because from Etsy and everything, I had to do my own products, right? I had to do my own designs.
Yep.
So all that can now get into use, and all my storm related stuff that was stuck in my brain is gone. It's been replaced with this. So I'm excited to get going now.
I think that's really great, Rich. I mean, and if you can generate organic content, if you're able to make posts and that's still sending people to your store, then you're really great at posting and you're really great at organic content. So I'd love for that to be like one of your secondary or tertiary focuses as you're going through. Like Trey teaches a paid ad method, which is amazing. I love his paid ad method. It's fantastic. And we want to use paid ads in the ecom world.
Yes.
They're a tool. At the very least, bare minimum, I want to use paid ads so that I can take customers away from my competition and make them go out of business so I can win the game. At the bare minimum, that's what we want. But man, if you're great at posting like that, that's a tool. That's a real asset. Many of your competitors cannot get those results. So, yeah, I'd love to see you spin up a funnel, not a store. Make the funnel for the glasses, and let's see if we can come up with some posts. Let's put some organic posts out there. If you can generate sales organically without any ad spend, Rich, you're going to take over the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been going. All this. I haven't done anything with the Shopify much, and I'm still getting. I'm not getting sales daily, but I'm still getting. I'll get one. I'll go a couple weeks with nothing, and all of a sudden I get 3 sales. And it's like, wow, look at this.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, and then I still work with this other guy Tuesday nights. Tuesday's like my favorite day. It's Trey and this guy. Trey is all day listening to and then this other guy is so great with finding products and everything, right? And it's just like he brought up this therapy thing, and I'm like, wow, I actually sold one of those. I have these in my store because he told me last year to put these in because they were going to be getting more and more popular,
Yep.
right? So if I'm getting sales on these, I've sold several red light therapy masks, $116 mask they bought, and I didn't do ads. They were just organic. I don't know how they found me, but they found me,
Rich,
and it
that's
has to be
huge.
from the posting that I was doing in the past.
That's huge.
So what the
Man,
other guy was saying, that other
imagine.
marketer said I should concentrate on doing more organic stuff on Instagram and stuff because you already have it somehow, some way they're finding you,
Yep.
and you need to keep doing that and
Yep.
enhancing it more, and that could be more valuable than what I'm trying to accomplish with an ad.
100%. A
You
hundred
know?
percent, Rich. Maybe not more valuable, but more profitable, and that is its own value set. 1,000,000%. He's right. If you can make organic content like that, like I would love to see 3 front end funnels. Maybe one for a mask, maybe one for eye cream, maybe one for a Theragun, or I think they have like face massagers now.
Yeah, I have a ton of stuff.
Right. I look, man, if you can come up with 3 front end funnels and make content about those products or topics and turn organic reach into sales, go for it. Do it. That's the thing. It's like I'm sure you've heard dig the well before you're thirsty.
So should I do that first before this? Should I do what you're saying now? Do
Yes.
concentrate on this first. Do the three. Try and do them organically.
Start with one. Start with one. The 3 is like in 3 months, I'd
Yeah,
love to
but
see you
start
have
with
3
but
funnels.
start with this one with the mask and the cream.
Yes, you've already made sales of the mask, so we already know people will buy it. You already know you've made content that generated sales. You can funnel hack yourself, do more of that same thing. Yes, start right there. And then you can take your organic sales, Rich. You can take those profits and turn that into paid ads. Then now your organic is paying for your advertising, and we're hopefully break even on the front end of that, selling products there. And now we have an amazing system. It's literally
Yeah,
that's a real business right there, Rich.
yeah, it'd be nice because that's what he was saying. You want to get your ads to pay for themselves so that your
Yeah.
ads just run themselves, and then you start another ad and you stay with that one until either you shut it down or it runs itself, and
Yes.
then once that happens, then you go on to the next one. But
Yep.
just just
And
one at a
all the while
time.
you're building your customer base, you're building your list. In ecom, the power is in the list because each month we have a sale, right? I'm building my
Right.
list, I'm doing it all for free, and now next month I have my what is it, June, July? I have my 4th of July sale where here's a bundle of all these healthcare products that you can get for 20% off. And now I'm generating profits right in the next month just off that list, and we keep it going. Each month I'm growing, I'm putting out new products. That's how we play the ecom game.
Yes, and I got to work my customer list more. I don't.
Yes.
That's the one thing he yells at me all the time. I should have had that done a while ago, and I haven't done it. And he's like, "You're an idiot because you already sold to them once. They're easier to get. You're getting all this stuff, and I just had so much going on. I was in a position where I just had everything under me that was, I had too much going on with my regular job. Trying to
Yep.
do this on the side was very hard because I was in a 24/7 job and I was responsible for like half of Long Island,
Yep.
so it was like, ah, but here we are, right? So this is it. This is where it's time to roll. And I mean, I have no better people to work with than you and Trey and the other guys I'm working with. One of them is going to be on with Russell tomorrow. So it's good, you
That's
know?
sweet, man. That's sweet. Yeah, so you're perfect, Rich. You're absolutely on the right track. Focus on the one funnel. Start there, build the funnel, and we can go start talking about it.
All right, that works. So I'll do that. Yeah, because I was hedging between, do the group but I'm like, yeah, but I could probably do more quicker if I stick with what I've already been doing for the last 3 years.
Yep, 100%.
All right, very good. Thank you, Dante.
Awesome. You got it, Rich. Great
Have a
stuff,
good
man.
one.
You too. All right, gang. Awesome session today. Hey, since it's a little bit slower today, I opened up the 2 p.m. session as well. If anybody here this morning would like to join at 2 p.m., it's open. You are more than welcome to. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep growing. I'll let you guys go for now. Have an amazing